All right. What is going on, everyone? We are live. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name is Adum, and every day, Monday through Friday, we get together, we live stream right here on YouTube, and we figure out and we work together to build ourselves a company and a business that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. So if that's something that's interesting to you, I don't know, stick around, strap in, let's go for a ride. Although it's a little bit of a slow ride. It's not so much of a couple of weeks and then we're there. But, we're working away slowly but surely. And today, what I figured we'd do, yesterday we talked about how we're really trying to focus on pixel pieces and really just going, I don't want to say the term all in, but going all in on building Pixel as a business that builds Webflow components and templates, and then offers membership so people can go and access all this kind of great stuff, but also tying in educational pieces to teach people how to build websites and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of talked about that yesterday, and we're going to go in that direction. And one thing that I know that we do need, because we're going to be doing lots of tutorials in terms of showcasing people kind of how to build websites and how to do specific things within Webflow. And one of the things that we're going to need to do, and we're going to need to use often, is an introductory or like a beginner project or style guide. And I figured it'd be a good time now to kind of get back to our style guide and probably look at cleaning out all the things that I know that I don't really use or that I'm not particularly fond of with how Client First does things. And I feel like for me, in terms of my style and the things that I like, it's almost like a mix of Client First and the MAST framework. For dealing with Webflow. It's kind of unfortunate because, Webflow is this kind of closed system where you don't have complete access to your own code. But I don't know, such is life, but you have to make do with what's available. And I think finding out what's going to work for me moving forward for Piixel and the things that we're going to be doing and building within Piixel, we want to make sure that our style guide is going to really resonate with the stuff that we're going to do. So I figured we'd kind of take a look at that today. Kevin, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, how's the weather over there? It's pretty nice here on the East Coast, but more up north, I guess, from where you are. Hopefully you have some nice weather, which is always nice. It's nice when the sun is shining. Although here in my den, there's literally no real light at all, which kind of sucks, but hey. So haven't checked out the mass system yet. Yeah, it's another ecosystem. Yeah, that's the thing. It's actually really, I actually like it better than Client First, I think I would say. Just in theory, I guess I would say, because I haven't actually used it, but I like the stuff that they're saying. The one thing that I'm finding with a beautiful day in New Jersey, awesome, good to hear. What was I saying? Yeah, the thing that I'm finding about Client First that I don't like, and I guess maybe it's more specific to the way that I like to build and how I like to design, is I like things to be really, really simple, and I like to not have to utilize any more styles or any more, divs or classes or whatever than absolutely necessary. And one of the things that Client First does, we can kind of look at it in the structure, is it has all these containers. So you have to have a specific container for medium, then for padding on the top and bottom. And it's just, I know they changed it and maybe simplified it a little bit in version 2.1, but things like that are a little bit too much for me. And anyways, let's just go through things, and then we can kind of figure out what we want to have in our style guide, especially now that we've really had a lot of work in the past month or so, making all kinds of new web projects and figuring out stuff with the components and trying to have a base framework to build them on. So now it's a good time to kind of take a look. So I have some notes here that I kind of wrote down earlier today in terms of what I know that I want to have in my style guide, and things to do with utility, of course, is one of the big things, but trying to keep it as minimal as possible, like things like margins and paddings, positionings, displaying. There's typography, of course, and then there's color. There's some layout stuff as well. That's even the layout stuff. I'm not even sure exactly what to do with that, and if that's something that a style guide or framework should even have. And then elements, and then some color as well. So yeah, so let's look into what's here and then we'll take a look at what we might want to remove and what we might want to have in our own style guide. And I feel like I should probably make a table of all the things that we want to have in our style guide before actually going ahead and like designing them. So, right. So we have the H headings. So what do we have here? I think, right. So we have heading font sizes. Okay. That's another big thing here. So like the font sizing. Oh, let me zoom in here a little bit. I don't even know where to start. There's kind of so many different things here. So if we look at text sizing, I can't even, if I play this, maybe I can go down. So here, like text sizing, oh, I have it here. Tiny, small, regular, medium, all that stuff I'm going to be getting rid of because I can't stand that in that I don't know what those words mean. Like whenever I'm looking, oh, text size small, text size tiny, small, or whatever, I don't know what the value is for that. And I don't like to have to memorize that or think about it. So I'm definitely all for, again, this is what the mass framework does, is they'll have something, can't remember exactly what their nomenclature is, but it'd be just like paragraph dash like 1.25. So actually have the value of the size of the font or the size in the actual name, which I really, really like. So names that are super descriptive, so you know exactly what you're getting, is like, I'm 100% for that. So instead of text size small, it'd be text size, 0.875 or something like that. So, right. But the text weight, I mean, that's pretty good, but I don't even know if all these things are necessary, but okay. So, sorry, let's go back to here. Let's actually start with typography, and maybe, how should we do this? Maybe let's bring out a spreadsheet, maybe? I don't even know if that's the right way to go. Let's try this. So I'm not exactly sure how to organize this here, but let's give it a try. So we want to look at typography. And we want to have things that are like native elements versus actual classes. So like blue and pink. Okay, so typography. That's going to be a main one. And then the first one, we're going to have size. So we're going to have H1, H2, H3, H4. Is this the right way to go about doing this? I haven't thought about this. And one of the things too is, I don't know if it's necessary to go all the way down to H6. I mean, H4, I even just use very, very sporadically. So yeah. So we need to get colors as well too. Custom color. What is the color of it's like a pink. Let's see if I can. Maybe more pink. I'm trying to think, because when you're here, I'm looking at this, yeah, it's like a purplish color. A little bit more on the purple side. There we go. Okay. So let's not focus on what the actual values are going to be in terms of the sizing and the margins and all that, because yeah, there's different margins we might want to put in, sizing, the line heights and all that jazz. Let's just worry about the things that we know we're just going to have in our system. So we're going to have these blue, but these ones are just going to be your regular blue. So those are going to be the classes. So I think for client first, I think with sizing, it has text, rich text. No, that's not it. Yeah, it has heading style H1, heading style H2. I want to simplify that to just H1, H2, H3, and H4. So instead of having to type all that in, you can just type in that. So I like that. And this isn't size, actually. This is just headings. Okay, so now we're gonna have sizing. So what do we do with that? Actually, why is this font not just automatic? Okay. Okay, so let's go back down here. Heading styles, right? Buttons, text classes, right? So I don't know what we should call the sizing. So we could do something like text size and then just have the number, right? 1.0 as an example. I think I do like having it like that. So instead of just using tiny, we'll just use actual numbers. Something like that, right? So text size. And again, these are, we know what our units are going to be. Let's just throw it in here. Value 0.75, right? And this we know, I guess, just to put in perspective in terms of pixels. This is 12. This is 14. 16. Text size 1.0. 1. Text size 125. That's 18. We'll just put this here because that's easy enough to not have to retype everything. Uh, 1.25. Yeah, and then the question is how much of these things, or how many of these things should we actually do? And I know for me, yeah, you tend not to want to have too many different sizing of your fonts, right? So I don't know how crazy we need to go here. That's 20 pixels. Yeah, maybe we want to go to 24 pixels. Uh, 24. That might be it. So we have that for sizing. What else do I want to put in? So spacing. Spacing is another thing. I don't know if we want to add that to the actual text. I do like the text weights as well, so we might want to keep those. Yeah, let's go with weight. Oop. Is this going to fill out for us? Nice. Yes, it is. Perfect. Then we have alignments. So this one, yeah, I don't know if we need to, if we should do this on the text or if we should just do something where we have a utility where it has the positioning. I have a feeling we might want to do it into a utility. So that way it's not so much just something that you put on to text, but it could be something that you could put onto a whole element as well, like a div block or what have you. So, and then if you could do it on a div block, then you could also do it like on a paragraph as well too. So we'll have a look at that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have a look at that. Okay, so color. So here's the thing where I'm unsure exactly how to do this. So if let me go to let's go to our actual Piixel project here. And let's take a look at our colors. So this needs some cleanup here. All this garbage is going to be gone. But we have our base colors for the brand, and then neutral, and then utility. So how should we do that for the style guide? So here we have text color, primary, and then background color primary. Yeah, I guess there's a difference, right? Because the background color, when you have it, the class is for the background color, as opposed to the text is the color on the text. So we can't combo class these. Not combo class these, but we can't just have one class, say like color neutral, and then that'll apply to the text or the background. And I don't particularly like these numbers, but how else are we going to do this? Like text primary 600, text primary 700, and then primary and secondary. And then, yeah, and if you want to have any more than 2 colors, then you can add in your tertiary or what have you. But that's still... Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with... something like this. Well, actually, I don't need to copy it down. So text, color, primary, like 600, right? And then we're going to copy this, but all these ones we're going to find primary and just replace it with secondary. Replace all. Not in, just in the selected. Within it should just be, I want to just search within what I have selected. All right, find next, replace. All right, close enough. Okay. Primary, secondary, and now we have text color. What do we call it? What are we calling it? Neutral. So we're going to have text color neutral 50. 200. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to have text color white, text color black. So even when I'm looking at this now, it seems like this seems excessive as it is. But I don't know if there's any way around this. I don't know, because I like having, these are the colors, especially with the gray tones when you're using it for forms or tables, borders, all those kinds of things. The different colors of gray are really important to have. So I do want to keep them. So we got text color. So now we need to do background color. So, oh my goodness. So yeah, it's just basically going to be the same thing, except we're going to just do another sheet here, and then we're going to find text and replace with background. Okay, copy that and then paste it. So we have all of these. Okay, perfect. So I'm liking that. Yeah, so here are all these utilities. I'm going to skip this just for a moment, because that's going to require a lot more thought. These ones aren't displaying correctly. It's weird how sometimes these things don't display nice. Oh, right. Grids are also a weird thing, because I know for, like in Webflow, building in a grid layout is not really the easiest thing, at least I'm finding. But I do know that I use grids quite a bit when I'm making internal layouts. So when they're in just like different sections of a website. So it's important to have, and it's really quick to just go, hey, grid 4 columns or whatever. And then you know exactly how many columns it's going to be. And then away you go. So I do like having the grids. So that's probably, we can probably go size, weight, color. We can go to layout. Then we'll have grid, and then just grid underscore. I don't know if it should be an underscore. No, I think that it shouldn't be, now that I'm thinking about it. Grid 2 columns. And then what we're going to do as well too is we're going to have different, like when we're doing this in the documentation, we're going to have different breakpoints, and then we're going to display what, like what they are, like how many grids are going to be in that specific breakpoint, right? So you'll have like desktop, tablet, you know, whatever, landscape, and then portrait. So, you know, desktop 2, tablet 2, landscape 1, like whatever, right? Something like that. Whatever it's going to end up being. Oh, no. And I wonder, instead of even saying grid 2 columns, because one of the things that is always kind of annoying is how much space you have here, or how much lack of space you have here when you're in the style selector. So I wonder, instead of saying grid 2 columns, we can just say grid 2. Or we could simplify it, grid 2 column. I kind of like just going like this. Yeah. Okay, let's just go to utility for a second. Because we're going to have margins. So definitely what I like with this, again, very simple. Margin top, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 1 EM. And then we duplicate like that. And then we're just going to copy this. And just, whoop. And margin replace with padding. Oh, that's loud. Turn that down. All right. Now, should we do things for left and right? So we should, but what should that be like? Should that be under margins or should that be under like a layout? Because like an individual margin on a left, like doing that is it's pretty rare to just want to just target one element and just add one utility class, margin left 1, and then that's it. It's pretty rare. It's usually going to be some kind of custom class because you're doing something else with that element. Usually, at least from my experience anyways. So the other ones are mainly for like a layout thing where we'll have to think about how we want to do that. Okay, let's go back and look here. Okay, that's everything. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely going to have these native elements. Yeah, so all this structure stuff is basically going to be going away. And we're definitely going to have a form. We're going to have to see how we're going to work that. But we definitely need to have something for form. We want to have a button. So we have a button. And then we have combo classes. And this is what I really like about the client first, where they use is for like modifiers. So we can have is like reverse. I can't remember if that's what's called. Is like secondary. Let's see what we actually have here for buttons. Oh, gotta go down. Down. This is another thing about this style guide too. It says there's way too much scrolling. But I mean, there's not much else you can do. So I think we have is secondary. Oh, well. Is reverse. Do we have like a is small or large? Yeah, I think we do want to have those modifiers. But then again, the whole small and large. Ugh. But this makes a little bit more sense for a button because I mean you have your major, you have your primary button, and then you can make it smaller or larger and have that be consistent. It's not ideal. Let's sit on that anyways. Okay. So we already have our text sizes. Style. We have our typography, headings. Yeah, layout. This needs to size is 16. Utility. Okay, we did the color. We have grids. Yeah, so there's not much there. What else did I put down on my list? So sizing, spacing, headings, color. We got that. Elements, form, buttons, rich text. Yeah, we totally forgot about rich text. So we got to put that in there. Rich text. And then, of course, class is, that's just going to be the, don't need to put the dot. Rich text. And then we have to want to have styling for the headings, paragraph, images. What else is in there? Block quote. We got lists as well. We do have links too. Okay, so other stuff for utility, we want to have, I think we want to have like, I guess display. This is for utility. Need to have display, overflow, positioning, and I think like text position. That's where I'm not sure. Text alignment. I know. Yeah. Maybe something for images, and what I'm thinking what that is, to just have something like cover, where you can easily put that style in and then the image will cover. Because I know I do that all the time. Okay. So this is a good first step. That's a really good step. So it's a really good cleanup of all these things here. So let's just recap here. Let's go all the way to the top. Right. So yeah, we're going to have the headings, but only up to H5. Oh yeah, we need to have just, I guess, the elements. Paragraph, lists, block quote, link. Yeah, that's pretty much it, eh? Might be a couple. Well, there's stuff with like forms and everything, but okay, a lot of this. So we're gonna, yeah, where's layout? Layout is here. I think we want to also have, can I insert a couple things here? I also want to have like main, and we want to have a complete, yeah, we still want to have a page wrapper as well. Definitely have to have that. But other than the page wrapper, and this one has main, but yeah, I guess we'll just, instead of calling it main wrapper, we might just call it main. Right. forms. We're going to have forms. I haven't put that in there, but we're going to just take the forms and how we style them in our Piixel pieces components. So we're going to have that. So that'll be nice. Rich text. Yeah, we're definitely going to have that for all these different things. Well, the elements again, just the lists, rich text, all that kind of stuff, all that fun stuff. Heading style again, H1 to H5. They're all going to be basically the same. Buttons, we're going to have that. I like something is icon. That's a good one too. I almost think like to put it with icon, but you know, is icon. Okay, we got our font sizes. Everything for our text is good. Styles. Yeah, so this is again something that I don't find myself using very often at all. I don't know if I want to include it. We'll have to think about that. And the weight as well. Yeah, that's. I think I did put it in here though, didn't I? Yeah, I did put in the weights in. Yeah. In this background, I might just go BG. I'm not sure. Okay, so anyways, we got the colors. We're working on utilities. We have a few of them. We just have to know exactly which ones they're going to be. I kind of like these hidden ones as well too. And then the grids. Yep, okay. So we have our initial list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this list and I'm going to clean it up more in this spreadsheet, and I'm going to actually put like all the different values and everything that we're going to have on here, and then figure out how to actually lay this out into the style guide. So it looks a lot cleaner than what we already have. I mean, what we have is already pretty clean, but we're going to, yeah, I don't know, maybe make it look a little bit more like Piixel pieces, I think, because this one is a little bit too generic and like I kind of purposely made it look a little bit like client first to have that little bit of an association. But since we're going to want to move into our own direction, I think it's best to make sure it kind of has the Piixel flavor associated to it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to leave it here for today. So a little bit shorter for today, but I think we got kind of what I wanted to get out from my brain in terms of what we want to have in our initial style guide. So I'll do it up, clean it up, and then we'll probably get back to it tomorrow, just going more in depth in terms of maybe styling it or designing or whatever we're going to do within Webflow. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Much appreciated. And keep plugging away at your business. I hope it's all going to go well. And do let me know what it is that you're working on. And if there's anything that, we can just even discuss together. I love talking to people that are doing stuff with business. So don't ever hesitate to get in touch with me. Always great to hear from like-minded people that are trying to build their businesses and, take it to the moon, I guess. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.